Sir, I'm scared because my car don't reverse. They go a little bit and then stop. She got transmission problems. And I could be the good Samaritan and check the oil and be like, no, you're not oil. You got oil, but your transmission is broke. I ain't got this. I'm fixing it. I'm paying for it. I feel bad for you. But I got to go. She's like, well, what do? You will need a mechanic and money. That's what I just had to say the truth about that. And I'm sorry for you. Because your trans and they've been making loud. Yeah. I mean, if you don't mind to have the cushion of money set aside to deal with maintenance on vehicles, it's not easy. That's a nice vehicle too to run into the ground. Probably ain't never had an oil change ever. I mean, it's got oil. Oil's a little dirty. I hope the oil did look a little thin though. I wonder if water's in it. I ain't got time to analyze and diagnose. I am not a mechanic. And my other phone had fallen into the pond. I ought to give him Mark Fields' number. Give some business his way. He's a very good transmission mechanic. But my old phone fell in the pond. I ain't got his number. Can't give it to nobody. That's all I can do. Because I'm not a transmission mechanic. Maybe I should be. Add that to the list of skills. Wouldn't hurt. And I like also that there's not too much of the light in the day left because they're not picking on the baby chickens and they're about to all go to sleep and wake up together. They've been seeing each other through the fence for a month or so or however long. And I'm just really surprised because when I introduced the others, there was a little bit of pecking, but they just accepted them with no aggression whatsoever. They've got plenty of food, plenty of water, plenty of space. They've been watching them with curiosity for a long time. I think they just kind of bonded with them. They've been looking at them chicks for a month thinking that they were cute, and they just decided they're going to be friends. They're going to let them eat. They're not going to bully them, which I really love that. And now I know they're safe. I ain't got to worry about them. And that's just good news all the way around. Got to go back to work. I love having a job because I love knowing I'm going to eat every day, But I wish that I could just do what I wanted to do. I wish the weekends were forever and the pay was just as good. But it is not, y'all. It's not. But I don't want to do nothing on my weekends either. That drives me crazy. I'm the kind of person that gets bored. That's why I got to have something positive and productive to be doing to take up my time. Because I have this disease inside of my heart called boredom. That's why I plunged into the encyclopedias to learn so much. That's why I did any of the physical exercise and training that I've done. That's why I do the side projects that I do. And that's why I just sort of like sometimes for entertainment purposes dance on the edge of madness. But I get bored of that too and have to come back to complete sanity. I see that area back there? Well, you don't see it because it ain't on camera, but there was a long period of drought in Georgia where trees grew there. And then for a very long time, water was there, the trees rotted out, they fell out. It's been a bog forever. And the water level's starting to drop. And I wonder if a drought is coming where trees can grow there again. I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm planning for it in case I'm building more shallow ponds to collect rainwater. I thought about, what if you put a pond liner under the ground in a 20 foot by 20 foot space with like raised up about a foot around the edges, and you just bury it in the dirt so that instead of having a pond, you have a little mini water table there where that area soaks with water and water overflows to the surrounding soil, and then you place that about 4 foot under the ground. The roots only go 6-8 inches, but you could have trees and other bushes and other plants that they could they wouldn't rot. It's not like the soil would be soggy at the top of the soil, but they would have a place they could grow their roots into that would stay moist and wet. And because I do think that a lot of this subtropical and a lot of this, what do you call it? I forget what you call it. I think a lot of this is, if we're not careful with managing our water tables, it will turn into a desert. And if we were to be very careful with managing our water tables, we could make a rainforest if we really wanted one. We could really change the humidity, and we can change pretty much everything with plants. Hello, everybody. I'm about to be parked so I can read all the comments. There's Dolly wagging her tail to see me. Hey, Dolly. I thought if I start watering this oak tree, I wonder how much in my lifetime I could see it grow. Now I'm going to read these comments. Okay, it's pretty much people saying hello back. And a lot of times I don't say people's names because I don't want to say them wrong. I love having coffee again. Shit. I was supposed to go by the dollar store and buy water. I gotta feed Lee's ducks though. He's off. I probably don't need to tell the whole world. I need to water his duck. I need to feed his ducks. And I do need to buy some water. But I guess I can go back to the... I didn't really want to. Because this Sunday, I go back to work tomorrow. I'm going to drive to Vidalia. I did not really want to go back to the store. After I had gas, I was supposed to go to the dollar store and buy water, but after that woman asked me for help for the vehicle, my instinct kicked in to get as far away as possible and get back home. Which really, there's no danger, but still, it's just like, why are you talking to me? Go away. I just am not about to fix anybody's transmission. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, you gotta really be getting paid if you're gonna be doing that. You gotta be getting paid to be a mechanic. It's not a small favor. You can't just ask somebody for a transmission and to change out a transmission, especially someone that doesn't know how to do it. It's a bad idea. I like walking on them railroad tracks, but with slides and a heavy coffee cup in one hand, probably gonna be the easiest to keep my balance. But I'm on a mission. I got things to do. I gotta feed these ducks. Also, probably gotta go back to the house and get dog food to bring over here to these dogs. Because he run out of dog food on day one. Maybe that was 2 days of dog food for this many dogs, but they ate it in day one. But I got dog food. I'm surprised ants didn't get into that bag of dog food on the porch. That hurricane flipped a lot of trees over, didn't it? Hurricane Helen. Oh, there are some people saying that they think that there's going to be another one. Not recently, they haven't said it, but they just think that hurricanes are going to get more frequent, more intense for this area, that the tornado area is going to shift more to the east from the middle of the country, and none of that really sounds too good for me. But I think I'll just stay here and adapt to whatever changes happen. But it is important to get yourself in a good location. There's just so many benefits that make me not want to leave. The long growing season is a big one. The long growing season, the availability of water, the easiness to raise bees, honeybees. It's so easy to survive on the land. There's just so much that you can eat all around you. The wild game in the area tastes good. There's plenty of wild food. I love the land. I love it. A lot of people love the mountains, but I really hate having to plow that soil. I don't like all them rocks and hard clay and shit. I'd rather be here. See all these dogs.
They're here to guard the area. Are they just now noticing that I'm even here? Everybody, they know me though. Dang, y'all decided to start tearing up the porch, didn't y'all? They frustrated about Lee being gone. They're like, dang, he's been gone a whole day. Time to start tearing shit up. You got the duck food. They gonna want to eat the duck food. A lot of these dogs will. They'll eat chicken, poultry feed. You probably shouldn't. It'll probably give them diabetes. It'd probably be like a human eating nothing but granola bars. I don't think the chickens need to be eating it either, really. I mean, it's okay for probably 10% of their diet, but we've made it like 90% of their diet. They really need meat, insects, small animals. They've adapted to the corn-fed diet, but it's not ideal. It is good for fattening them up, though, to get that flavor. But the chicken is probably not too happy about it. These ducks, I'm about to flip the camera around and show you the ducks. But I'm holding a bag of... There they are. Man, I hope if they have some babies, Leah let me have them to put in the pond, but then I don't know, the fox might eat them all. Whoa, that's too much probably. That probably ain't too much. They probably gonna eat it like crazy. I'm gonna get them some, like, probably corn and sweet peas and stuff. Gobble it up. Now, y'all don't get, see, ain't them some pretty bulldogs. Y'all ain't getting no duck food. I'm gonna go get some dog food from my house. Oh, he's gotta wash it down in the pond. I'm sorry about spilling. I don't know. I might just give Lee some of the chicken feed, quail feed. Cause I kind of dumped. Them ducks ain't gonna eat all that. I shouldn't have dumped that much out and it's gonna get rained on. They might eat it wet. I don't know. Probably should have put it in there. Stepped over here. I didn't plan it out. I've got a plan for tomorrow though. See, these are some big pine trees right here. The hurricane didn't take none of them out either. Now there was one they set on fire before. Or did they cut one out? There used to be. But the hurricane didn't take none of them out that was here. Which is good because if they would have fell on the house, dang, the last storm did some damage too. There was this like a lot of wind, and the wind wasn't, it blew off some more tin on my house. The wind wasn't really that severe. It was just that Hurricane Helen had broke stuff and it had left stuff easy to be broke. Like it hadn't broke it all the way, but this high wind that come not long ago finished some stuff off, finished blowing some trees down, finished ripping some tin off that the nails weren't down enough. We don't see, like, we think that we've run out of construction work repairing all the stuff from the storm, but we haven't. They're gonna be calling us. There's more stuff that's like almost broke. It's about to be broke. We worked so hard after that hurricane. Everybody had this morale boost and a sense of purpose and mission. And we worked extra hours for no extra pay. We worked harder for no reason. And we got that stuff repaired. And now, you know, he's laid off of work for the hurricane. We weren't making any money during the hurricane. So I pretty much sell all my stocks to make it through the hurricane. But I did before, like, at least, like, right before it happened. In a lot of ways, I wasn't prepared. But in one way that I was prepared, I shifted into cash. I said, I don't want stocks. I don't want money on my Cash App. I don't want money in my bank. I want cash in my hand to deal with this situation. And that was a smart move. And it put me about $12 down in the stock market to just transition into cash at that time. But then I just fiddled around with a couple of like $50 and over time made it back, sold out of it, back into cash, land, trees, assets, food, ducks, poultry, livestock. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, look at all the billionaires investing in farmland. And they are trying to take it away. But I'm just saying, the ability to feed yourself, your family, and your community, that's a way more valuable asset than, say, a fancy car in the driveway or the latest phone or some jewelry or some shit like that. I'd rather have a flock of chickens or a herd of goats. I bet it's Brittany. It is. It's Brittany. That's how I know she don't like my live stream. Maybe she does. I'm gonna call her back. I'm almost at the house. She's probably wondering where I'm at. She sees the truck in the driveway and I ain't there. But I went to feed the ducks. Where are you living? I'm living between Alamo and McCray. It's called Advance or something like that. AVANTS or Avant. It's a little community. Nothing's here. No stores. No. It's just a name they've recently given this cluster of houses after the 911 address. These cluster of houses where Little Rock and Eric Road run into each other. Little Rock then runs off into 280. 280 then goes, to the right to McCray, to the left Alamo. This Eric Road to the left, it goes out to where you can either go to the left and go to Alamo or go to the right and turn either to the left and go to Scotland or the right and go to McCray. This is a crossroad. This is a special area actually because of all the crossroads. The railroad crosses here in Advance. Little Rock crosses here. And then up ahead, you see there's that dirt road. It crosses back that way and goes back to Airport Road. Then up here, it crosses down that way to Eric Road, that way to Airport Road, Little Rock Road. So you have so many different roads and crosses and crossroads and everything in this area. And then that house is on the hill at the highest point of the area where this T comes together. And I think that's why there's some weird things that go on here. They talk about people selling their soul at the crossroads and stuff. There's traffic, Now, I'm not one of those like when a door shuts, I say it's air conditioner and heating. Different, I'm not the first person to be like, that's a ghost, that's a spirit, that's a demon. I'm like, a mouse knocked that off the corner. There was a pressure difference. I think of scientific reasons, but there is something strange. The back part of that house, like I said, is a log cabin, and the other part was built onto it. And besides Keith, no one's ever really seen the naked man, old ghost. But what I have heard in Brittany, and is people can be sober. It's not people being high. Multiple people hear it at the same time. There's something like, I call it a mimic. It can sound like a man or a woman or an animal. You just hear it. And then you don't want to tell people because then people are like, you're crazy, But sometimes you just hear it talking in there. And then you go in there and no one's there. A woman laughing, no one's there. A man and a woman having a conversation and no one's there. Starting to feel weird kind of talking about it. I'm not going to talk about it. But I don't know. I'm not worried about it though. I think anything not really on this frequency, trying to operate on this frequency, it takes it a lot more effort than it does me. I'm made for this area. It's my natural place where I have a dominion and authority. I think some kind of being like that, it takes a tremendous amount of energy to be able to just roll an object or make some little bit of something to try to feed off of fear. But for me, I can just pick things up, move things, dig. The planet's ours. The planet's ours. I'm not worried about no spirit or whatever. Energy being trying to manipulate matter that exhausts its soul to do some little bitty thing where I'm made to walk around and dominate and live into this 3D space. This is my realm, so I ain't really worried about nothing, But Lord of the hosts, Lord of all the armies, give dominion to Adam for the whole planet. So I'm not going to be tricked into being afraid of some magician, even if he is some kind of invisible magician. Well, I'm done with this live stream.